Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. My name is Ricky. For those that aren't familiar with who it is that I am, we run not only the largest YouTube channel for those who invest in the stock market, but also the largest free private trading community for those that invest in the stock market as well. That's the third link in the description. Our Facebook group is called Tech Solutions. We have a little bit over 150,000 members worldwide. And if you've ever wanted to get started investing in the stock market, we would love to be a part of your success. And again, that is that third link in the description. I simply want to talk about very quickly in about 5 to 10 minutes the top stocks that I see trending up right now. I want to let you guys know that none of the stocks that I talk about today are in any way any stock suggestions. These are just the ones that I see pushing up intraday, and some of these, or one of these, are ones that I'm trading, and the rest are ones that I'm watching, right? I'm going to break them down very quickly. I did a video yesterday talking about the top 5 stocks that I see value in for this week. This is pretty much just a follow-up video giving you guys an update on what it is that I see, ones that have completed and covered their entire margin and that are probably no longer good deals and are more in that sell territory, right? So I'm going to start from the very top and just work my way down the list. Looking at Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT, one thing that I try to focus on is making sure that I'm trying to get, the best deal possible, right? Looks like it's taking a little bit longer to... Okay, there we go. So Microsoft has quite a bit of margin to still go, right? We could see that there's a resistance right around, or it becomes more of a sell right around $112 to $113 based on previous patterns. It did a really nice job. It sold off today and then had a really nice job pushing up today to above $110. The thing is, Microsoft isn't one to just push up and continue. It's not a momentum stock, right? So it would make sense on why this thing pushed up. Great for all those that were able to lock in profits, but it would also make sense on why this thing would sell off and bounce around the EMA line and then continue to rally. So one thing that I would like to do is if I want to take a position, so JDSC just broke above a slight little resistance, but one thing that I would like to see Microsoft to do is to pull back, bounce around the EMA line, for me to be patient for my entry point and then continue to invest in it as it continues to rally if it bounces on that EMA line. Again, I find this to be more in the sell range around that 112 territory or that 112 price range as it becomes a little bit more overextended. The MACD looks good, the RSI looks decent. Again, it just looks a little bit overextended because of how it performed today. Looking at the 1-day 1-minute chart, one thing I just got done going live for those that are part of the Learn Plan Profit group. One thing that we talked about Microsoft is I want to congratulate everyone first that was able to lock in profits. But the thing that we talked about was understanding like when to lock it in. Obviously, Microsoft is very overextended intraday, and although it was continuing to push up, you just have to ask yourself, like, when is this thing going to stop? When is this thing going to become very overextended? So with that being said, at around when it pushed above $110.20 to around that 40-cent mark, it really became very overextended. The RSI started to pull back and the MACD started to follow. So it made sense on why we should lock in profits. So just wanted to do a very quick breakdown on that and to remind you guys that to be so much less worried about when is it going to stop and to be so much more focused on locking in profits and staying green. If there's a reason on why you're selling, then you should probably sell. If there's an indication that that you see that validates and goes very well with the stock that you're investing in, and it's showing signs of it being overextended and no longer a good deal, then it's up to you to take action based on those specific indications. So again, I'm going to move on to the next one. Ticker symbol Nike. This is one that we talked about in our Sunday Stock Talk, and I'm really surprised that within the past 2 days, it did this full-on reversal. We talked about this one because it was showing signs of a sell-off. It was bouncing around the SMA line. It broke above $81 yesterday, and not only just that, but today it approached the highs of about $83.50, which is pretty much its high, right? It's in that sell territory. So yes, it can continue to push up. It's a little bit on the overbought side. The MACD is starting to really peak out. It almost makes sense on why this thing is more in that sell range. So this is just a reminder. So because of that, I'm going to set my alerts if this thing starts to continue to make higher highs. But because this is so overextended now, and to me, it's no longer a good deal, it makes sense on why Nike would then start to pull back again, right? That's just my 2 cents. We could see it probably consolidate around this area again. It just does not, the margin of profit does not outweigh the marginal loss. And because of that, I'm simply going to remove Nike off of my list. I think it did an amazing job, and I'm really happy to see that so many people did extremely well. But now we just have to admit to ourselves that, hey, this thing's more on the overbought side. It's more in that sell territory or that sell price range, and I no longer want to invest in it. Also, watch out for the earnings that it has coming up, and I believe that's on the 25th of September. PayPal, as of right now, this one was one that was brought to my attention in the Learn Plan Profit live stream. You guys can see this ongoing uptrend. Again, highs or the sell range or price range where I would see it is around $92 to $94. We could see that it's definitely pushing up. Again, PayPal is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I could see that although it did push up today and it's very green on the day, for it to pull back, right? And that's pretty much what I'm going to be waiting out for. One green day does not mean full-on confirmation. I like that it's trending up, but again, I need to remind myself that I need to be patient with my entry points, and then I can continue to add to my overall position. So the overall margin of profit that I see that this thing has to offer is around 3% based on where I plan to buy. That's my 2 cents. I just want to share that with you. The MACD looks good. The RSI, again, I would wait a little bit more for a pullback. So TNDM did a really nice job pulling back today. It's kind of reaching and approaching this like resistance right around that $47 price point. If we look at the 1 day, 1 minute mark, when it reached highs of $47, it sold off, tried to bounce around this SMA indicator, and we could almost see that there's a lot of consolidation happening right now. And you just have to admit to yourself that maybe within the past 20 days, it hasn't been pushing up as aggressively. So one thing that we can do is we can set an alert so when it makes and starts to break higher highs. And until then, I have all my alerts set down here so when it becomes and gets closer to this SMA indicator. So just wanted to share that with you guys. For UWT on this 180-day analysis, you guys can see this potential pending reversal that it has forming. I still think that it's going to take a couple of days for this EMA line to really start pointing up. I think that there's going to be a lot of consolidation, kind of like this. So when it sold off, there was a lot of consolidation, and then it really started to break above this EMA line. That's pretty much what I would wait out for. I think that it's going to take time. It's going to have some green days. It's going to have some red days, and then it's really going to start to rally after we get that full-on confirmation. If you want to follow something that follows very closely to UWT and DWT, if I'm not mistaken, this thing follows /CL. Is that? I think it might be /CL that it follows very closely. So let me double check that. Yeah, I believe it's, so if we go to like the flex grid and we go to UWT and then we go to /CO and we go both to the same time frame, so the 180-day and the 180-day, we can see how they're almost exact replicas of one another. So if this thing continues to rally with /CO, then we could see almost UWT to do the same thing. So I just want to share that with you guys. The next one is HTZ. It had a really nice push up. It's selling off now, just like we talked about yesterday. So again, it's in that good buy territory. I don't know if it's a good buy yet. We want to see if it bounces off the EMA line and continues to rally. That's why we have all of our alerts set right here. So just wanted to follow up on this specific trade. And when it comes down to DYAS, we did a really good job being able to understand that the resistance was right around 24.40 and all that good stuff. And it is showing signs of a potential reversal that it's trying to push up. There's no full-on confirmation just yet. I want to be very patient and still focus on day trades on DYAS as of now. This one is showing signs of an uptrend, so it's trading between the middle and top view up. That's something that, it's beautiful, very easy to determine. I want to be very patient and make sure that I don't force a swing trade just because the overall confirmation for a swing trade I don't think is there just yet. This is one that I'm currently in right now. This is ticker symbol JDST. For all those that are part of, so again, I'm not responding to any of the comments right now within the live chat. I'll answer a couple in just a bit, but right now I'm just doing my technical analysis just to kind of get through it for those that are watching this video. So as of right now, I think I did a very good job with my first day trade on JDST. I made a little bit over $180 within like 5-7 minutes. The people that are part of Learn Plan Profit, they get to watch me trade live every single morning, and they got to see me enter and exit my position. An area of opportunity for myself on my second position that I took on JDST was that when I got in, so I waited for the sell-off. I was very patient for the MACD to start reversing. So when it started to curl back in, I was still a little hesitant. I went in with a limit order. That was a mistake. I should have went in with a market order. Like literally, like it was a mistake that I submitted. So one thing that I should have done better was I should have had my market order ready to buy, and I had a limit order. So that was a mistake. And just with that 1 minute of waiting, it went from like, $93 all the way up to like $94.50 and stuff like that. So really small little mistake that I made that really allowed me to miss out on a pretty decent margin. It started to push up. I got in. It hit highs of $95.14. I was up a little bit over $300 on the day. And as it approached this $95 resistance, Look at the MACD. The MACD was still showing signs of a potential reversal pattern, right? It was almost going to show signs of a buy signal. The RSI was a little bit overextended, but the thing that I should have paid attention to was the support that it had at 1192 with /GC. /GC is the gold-based future, and I should have seen that this was at a support and that it was prone to bounce. And if this is prone to bounce, if this thing pushes up, then JDST pulls back. And that was my mistake for the day. It was showing signs of a peak formation. /GC was showing signs of a support. I should have locked in profits. I didn't. It sold off pretty aggressively. I should have locked in profits again. I would have been up over $300 on the day. As of right now, what's it called, on this specific position, so I'll show you guys. On the day, I'm down $35. On the open, I'm down $215. That's actually not very bad with the overall position size that I have and what it was that I was down, right, when it was all the way down here. I still think, so you guys might be asking, well, Ricky, why are you still holding JDST? First of all, it was just at 90, like I was just at that break-even point just a couple, like literally a minute ago. But if you look at /GC, this isn't me justifying what you should do. I'm just sharing my thought process on a stock, an ETF that I'm trading. So if you look at the 15-minute chart, the 5-day 15-minute chart for /GC, you can see that the overall direction of /GC is still a descending pattern. And those are relevant patterns. Looking at the 180-day analysis, same thing, strong descending pattern. So I understand that the overall direction for gold right now is trending down. Since JDST is the inverse ETF of a lot of these gold ETFs, then it's showing signs of it being a little bit more bullish with relevant patterns. So that is why I still feel comfortable holding my position throughout the day. For those that aren't familiar with what I traded yesterday, I made a little bit over $650 profit, literally day trading JDST in the around this territory. I was trading it when it was at $86, $87. Today it pushed up to $95. So for those that that focus so much on missed opportunity, one thing that I want to close out this live stream with is to talk about when there is an indication or an obvious reason that you should probably sell something. So the reason that I was so comfortable selling JDST yesterday at around $87 was due to the resistance that we were experiencing all day yesterday. Like, it made sense on why I was selling there. I did not know that JDST was going to be extremely bullish. Also, I was extremely busy, so it wasn't really going to accommodate what I had planned for that day. And that's one thing that I had to admit to myself. I did a really good job locking in profits with the data that I was given. Yes, it did continue to rally, but I want to focus so much more on staying green and locking in profits rather than trying to focus so much more on how much more money I can make on every single position that I take. Especially for those that are just getting started, I would almost encourage you, if you want to test it out, to focus much more on any time that you're up and any time that you see any indication of a resistance, just to lock in profits and walk away. If you're able to stay green, if you're up 1% a week, 3% a week, regardless of what it is, just get that ball rolling and focus on staying green. Make sure that you don't get greedy and make sure that you understand every action that you take so that there's a reason for your buys and that there's a reason for your sell. So we'll see where I'm at right now. So we're at up $8 on the day, down $171 on the open. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. I actually have a meeting at 8 o'clock at the other house. Yeah, that's really just it. So thank you guys. Oh shoot, there's a freaking fly. Sorry, fly. All right, guys. Thank you guys again so much for your time. I'll keep you guys up to date with my position. If you guys follow me on Instagram, if you guys follow me on YouTube, I'll be posting everything there. So thank you guys again so much for your time. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Again, all the links are down below if you guys want to stay connected. And thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do.